Donald Trump was in the room watching today when his Solicitor General was completely thrown by a very simple question asked by Donald Trump's appointed Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch.
Do you think Native Americans today are birthright citizens under your test and under your friend's test?
I think so. I mean, obviously, they've been granted citizenship by statute.
Put aside the statute. Do you think they're birthright citizens?
No, I think the clear understanding that everybody agrees in the congressional debates is that the children of tribal Indians are not birthright citizens.
I understand that's what they said, but your test is the domicile of the parents, and that would be the test you'd have us apply today, right?
Yes. So if a tribal Indian, for example, gives up allegiance to...
Born today, birthright citizens.
I think so on our test, yeah, if they're lawfully domiciled here.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I have to think that through.
Still with us is Harvard Law Professor Laurence Tribe. Professor Tribe, there were a lot of edges of the issues that they were working around, points like that. But is there a strike zone of the argument that focuses it, that is the one thing to focus on here?
Well, I think the main thing to focus on is the comment that you quoted from John Roberts, the Chief Justice of the United States. And I have to say, proud of him as a former student when he said, yes, it is a new world, but it's the same Constitution. That's a very fundamental point. This was a Constitution designed to endure for the ages. Just because there might be a different form of immigration problem today, and Cecilia Wang did a good job showing that it wasn't altogether new, doesn't mean that we throw the Constitution out. In fact, there's a movement in America today to say that it's an old, rickety document. We really need a new one. And I'm in the process of writing a book about the Constitution and how it works and why we don't need a new one, although this one is flawed. And the Chief Justice captured it perfectly. Yes, there are new problems, electronic surveillance instead of just snooping, all kinds of new technologies, new sociological problems, a different cultural context. But the Constitution endures. It endures because it was fused with the aspirations, the soaring dreams of the Declaration of Independence when the Reconstruction Amendments and the 13th Amendment were added to the Constitution. And it has enormous evolving potential. There are new problems, but it is the same Constitution, and we need to hold on to it, not trash it, not call it stupid. Recognize that it isn't perfect. No human instrument is, but it will do the job, and we really need to preserve and protect it, not trash it the way this president does almost every day. And in fact, when we talked about the war on Iran, how stupid it was, how foolish, how ill thought through, I didn't hear anybody mentioning it's also unconstitutional. The power to make war for good reason is not put in the hands of one person, however bright or not so bright. It is given to the Congress of the United States. We mustn't forget that.
And left unsaid in today's discussion in the Supreme Court was, in effect, the position of if you don't like this provision of the Constitution, an executive order is not how you rewrite it. You have to amend the Constitution. There is a process for amending it. It's not coming into this court with an executive order and trying to change it that way.
Well, and Justice Kavanaugh did probe the question. Kind of the underbelly of the 14th Amendment is the enforcement clause. Terribly important clause, not given enough emphasis when Congress expands rights under the Constitution. But Justice Kavanaugh was exploring the question whether maybe Section 5 could be used to contract, even without an amendment, to contract the promises, the reach of the promise of birthright citizenship. And I think the answer is no, as Cecilia Wang rightly emphasized in what was really, as Neil Katyal says, a brilliant performance. The 14th Amendment puts a floor under our rights, not a ceiling. Section 5 should be understood to enable Congress to raise the ceiling, but not to punch things through the floor. The floor is the basic guarantee. All citizens, born or naturalized in the United States, are citizens of the United States and of the state in which they reside. No fancy footwork about domicile and about allegiance can pull away from that core understanding.